you guys. If you're new to this channel, feel at home. And for those who have been with me since day one, I am appreciating all the support. And there are those who are still watching this video without subscribing. I always check the statistics and it shows that 73% of people watching my videos, have not subscribed. Please go ahead and click the subscription button. Subscribe so that you do not miss any post. Turn on the notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up if you will actually enjoy the content, and share the video with your loved ones. So as the title of this video reads, I had promised you back in February around Valentine's season that in the name of love, I was actually going to turn a little bit my content and share things that I know about, marriage, because I'm actually in it, and love, and just things based on my opinion. So sadly, there's a content that I already filmed, and it was not of a good quality, and I didn't want to post this here, and hence this video. So this is a repetition of something that I already filmed. Let's go to the video. A quick disclaimer before I continue is, guys, I am not a marriage expert. I am not a marriage counselor. I am not Dr. Love. Everything that I'm going to share is completely based on my own experience in relationships, and especially this time around where I am married. Everything that I'm sharing is based on completely based on the fact that I am experiencing marriage, and yeah, so these are my opinions. If there's going to be anyone listening and watching this video and you have a different opinion regarding whatever that I'm going to say, I'll definitely love to see more of that in the comment. Just say something in the comment section down below. And then if there's gonna be someone who kind of relates to whatever the contents that I'm going to share in this series, I would love to have this to have a platform that is very engaging. So comment in the comment section down below. I am definitely going to be replying to whatever that you're going to say. So things that I really wished I knew before marriage. How many months have I been married so far? I was married in July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Actually, we're actually almost hitting a 1-year anniversary. But I would just say really quick that have you ever heard of saying that marriage is the only institution where you are given a certificate first, your certificate for whatever that you're going to pass first, and then you are you do the exam afterwards, as compared to different institutions like education institution where you have to pass, like to go through maybe 4 years of your high school or secondary school, and then after you finish your final exam you get your transcript once you pass. So regardless that you're gonna pass or you're gonna fail in marriage, they give you a certificate. That's the marriage certificate that they actually give you, and then you go into the test. So marriage is beautiful. It is very, very, very beautiful to have an assurance of someone that you love, that you're gonna spend with that person the rest of your lives together, and dreaming together, planning things together, uniting two families together, and the whole beautiful experience of having someone you love. I hope you can relate. So it is beautiful. But I must say, any beautiful thing, like anything in life, any experience in life, it comes with setbacks, comes with challenges, testing times. So some of the things that I'm going to say comes directly from the experience, the setbacks, the challenges, the down moments that I've had in this season, and I am taking them as a learning, like it's a learning curve. So I'm taking them as a learning point for me but then there are things that I have learned and I maybe would not want, I would love them to change for us to have a beautiful, or we have already discussed with my partner. So number one thing that I wish I actually knew. Okay, I actually had an idea. Like, I knew that if you're getting married, it's different from when you're dating or when you're just in a normal relationship with your partner, where it's just you two and you can actually decide anytime when you feel like maybe the red flags, things are not going as how you want. One person can actually decide to, you know, I'm gonna leave this. But then marriage, you get married, like, there is no divorce, especially when you're a Christian like me. So it is a lifetime commitment, but then it is not just you two this time. It is two families. Like, you're marrying him and you're actually marrying the entire family. So the entire family actually are getting married with you, especially from the fact that, from the experiences that are coming afterwards, like after you officiate your wedding, like your marriage and everything, the life that comes there. It is when you are actually going to, it is when I actually got to say, okay, I got married to them, and they, family members from both sides, they all come with expectations from, you know, both of you. So I'll give you a small explanation to this. You know, when you are in a relationship with your partner, a beautiful relationship where you can communicate anything, you're comfortable to have difficult conversations that, you know, somehow they're going to shake you, but then at the end of the time you have your way of, you know, coming into alignment and go on with whatever beautiful that you have established. There you can pretty much say any annoying stuff and still have be comfortable around. I think you understand. But then I have come into realization after experiencing it, it is different how that is applied to the family members. Like, for example, my in-laws, it is different that it's not, I only assume that, oh, okay, so my relationship is beautiful, it's gonna be beautiful with my, you know, in-laws. We tend to assume, but then the fact actually that I've actually seen is there is supposed to be an effort, especially from like myself, to make sure that the relationship that is going to be created, because I am actually by default their relative, I have to make an effort to make everything beautiful. And if they also have an understanding, or if you have reached your relationship have reached to a certain level of, you know, where you can communicate hard stuff, you can actually sit down and you know, create boundaries, discuss this and this will work like this. But it's not the case for me. So balancing families can be one of the hardest transition to deal with, and usually it puts a word like, okay, I wrote something down when I was thinking about it. So like you have to balance. There are things that now that you're married, you will find yourself into. For example, simple stuff like you are going to have visitors in your home. Who is doing what for the visitors? Who is maybe preparing meals, and who is going to entertain the guests? Who is how do we want to have these people being treated, and simple stuff like that. Financial issues. A family of a man has financial issues, so how much are we going to contribute to them? And then my family has issues, how much are we going to contribute to them? Or there is a certain emergence, who goes to the family, like things like that. So it's not just you two getting married, it's you are marrying the families, like you are completely whole. I think this is going to be a very long explanation, just one explanation, but I'm just gonna read, and if there's gonna think anything that I'm going to I'll shoot that. So you are balancing families can be one of the balancing families can be one of the hardest transition to deal with, and usually it puts a wedge between partners, leading to defensiveness and disagreements. So the easy way that I've actually come to see is speaking. You know, you have to communicate that you have done this and this and this, I was not comfortable with it, and instead of defending your family, you have to come to the point of agreement. So this and this has happened, what is the way forward? And yeah, you can't control how family members this is one of the biggest lessons so far. You can't control how family members will react to you and your spouse, but you can control how you and your spouse handle these arguments. So if there's gonna be any argument in like marriage, I wish I was told that it is not plain, it is not a smooth transition. The number of years I have actually known my partner is a lot as compared to how much I have known his siblings and his parents. So the amount of time that I've invested actually in energy and, you know, willingness to want to know my partner and have a good relationship with him, it is also equally going to be the amount of time that we are going to spend investing to like the families, same and vice versa. But then so yeah, so key thing that I've gotten out of this experience is it is always has to be me and my partner. I don't have to actually force family members to, you know, understand how I react and make peace with it, or give so much explanation to just want them to understand me. Rather, I should just let things flow. But if I want a good relationship with any of the family members, there's also some effort need to be invested, and not just to assume that these people will respect me, these people will understand why me and my spouse and my partner, we are acting a certain way, we are deciding a certain things this way, and we are living a certain way. And so I don't have to force that, rather it will just come. The key part is me and my partner. And that is one thing. And then another thing that I wished I knew before I got married is your expectations are actually not people's expectations. So I have come into realization that when you get married, you somehow discuss, for example, you go to, some people decide to use their honeymoon to plan for how their first 6 months is going to be, like set goals and the vision, and you know how they're going to live, the changes they are ready to embrace, the change that they're not going to embrace, and different things, financial issues, and so on and so forth and so forth, and children afterwards, whether they're going to have children. Of course, before marriage you can discuss that, but then maybe now in details, now this has come into reality. But so I entered in marriage with my own expectations, because those expectations were a sum of, you know, agreements that I made with my partner, or just some, like, you know, habits that we have created for ourselves. But it's not the case for maybe the family members or the people around who actually know you, who actually are going to interact with you. I'll give you a simple example. People's expectations are usually, for example, you get married, kids, maybe you start having your own house, or if you are living in a small house, you have to move to a bigger house. Expectation, you will start invite them into your space, like come home, you work, like this is what I felt like. The pressure is so high, but then maybe you're not in that space, maybe you're not ready to have kids at that particular, like how they want. Maybe you're comfortable where you are. So what I have learned, I wish I had known that I am going in my marriage. Yes, I've gotten so much advice of how you should behave and how you should treat people, because now you're going to be a mother of the family, you're gonna be a wife, this and this and that. But I was not prepared mentally how I was actually going to react from different questions, how people are actually, you know, a person comes to your house, they expect you to behave a certain way, or to prepare something, or to leave everything that you're doing and just concentrate with them. I was not prepared for things like that. So I wish I knew. I was told that people will have expectation from you, or I prepared my mind for that, but that was not the case. Would I know about this, would I have done things differently? Not very sure. But yeah, so that's number 2. And then my alone time. I wish I knew that there is a time in my marriage, like there's a time in our relationship. I don't want to put the marriage picture because it sounds so serious. In this beautiful relationship, I didn't know that I would appreciate the moments that I am alone as much as I am appreciating. I'm actually living it and appreciating now. It is not selfish. It is okay to want to be yourself, because for you to be better, like a better partner, I believe, if you feel overwhelmed from, you know, work, from responsibilities, from the daily like moves of life and everything, it is okay to just have your own like alone time, because otherwise you're going to forget yourself, especially if you're a woman. There's so many things that comes with, you know, the whole, just the domestic work and everything. So I wish I would have known that I'm gonna need as much as alone time as how I took that for granted before I got married. Do you get me? Do I make sense? Alone time actually very important than I can imagine. Yep. So the other thing that I wish I knew before getting married was some of the things don't actually have to change. Yep. So, you know, I mentioned that already, that before you get married, African tradition, you have people maybe talking to you, telling you how so and so is supposed to be, you know, this and that. For example, I'll give you an example. Marriage advices that usually people tell you, so you're supposed to, you know, okay, beautiful stuff, you be prayerful, pray. You have if you're not praying as much as like before marriage, now this is the time that you need to buckle up and, you know, be the most prayerful woman, prayer warrior, and all that. And then other changes, you don't have to go back to your family as frequently. You're not our family. Like, don't come back home, you have a new family. I respect that as well. And then maybe this one, friends, make sure you don't associate friends so much in your relationship. They don't have to know what is going. I get everything, all this comes with good intention, but who doesn't need friends? And then you don't have to be walking like out there so much. Be present for your partner. So like, it puts so much pressure that I entered in marriage. Yeah, I understand, with good perspective of how you can make your marriage beautiful, this union beautiful. But then rather, I've come into my realization that it's not that everything that you received as an advice are actually going to be applicable in your marriage. They're actually going to be changes. Some things you just find they're going to be gradually changing. Some things will remain the same. Some things you cannot change. Some things you will try to change, but then you find yourself that you're coming back to the same situation. So it kind of frustrated me first days when we were, you know, settled. I wanted changes, you know, this has to change. Sometimes you don't even speak that to your partner, you just act, but it's not the case. And don't put so much pressure on yourself, Eileen. If something have to change, will change. If something actually doesn't have to change, it will not change. If that's something that you can discuss with your partner, that I think this needs to change, you find yourself discussing. That's the biggest lesson that I've got. If you can relate with me, please, or if you have an example of a situation like that, I would love to see that in the comment section down below. And then it is up to you. Okay, yeah. And then number 5, your marriage is unique. You get to create your marriage. I think this somehow relates to the something that I said before. You get so much advices from people who have been married for 10 years plus, 20 plus years, marriage experts. You get from your peers about marriage, maybe how they have handled a certain situation of their marriage a certain way, and then in your head you would be like, okay, so and so, when they were passing through this and this is how they dealt with it. But then I have come into realization, I wish I would have known it even much better, that my marriage is unique. Like, me and my partner are completely different couple from the couples that we know. We might have similar situations, similar challenges, similar setbacks, but it doesn't mean that the way a certain couple dealt with something is going to work for us as well. So I wish I was very, I knew this in advance, so that when a certain situations happened in my marriage, I would have be comfortable that it's not necessarily I apply this advice that I got from here. I think you can understand. I mean, you get what I'm trying to explain here. So you create like how my parents are living in their union for these many years. Yeah, it is okay to get inspirations. I think it is because of them that we have been inspired to even go into the next level of our simple relationship that we had. But then their situations might be similar. It's okay to get what their advices and motivation, and they're praying for us, but it doesn't mean that the way they have handled their issues, it is the same, it's going to be applicable to my marriage. Similar to my in-laws, their relationship is beautiful compared. It's just that we are their children, but it doesn't mean that whatever is working for them will work for us, and it is okay that it does not work for us. So I wish I had known that, so that if something happens in my marriage, I know that it's the uniqueness, and the only way to deal with whatever challenge, whatever thing that comes in my marriage, it's just the two of us. It's me and my partner, and other people will actually contribute to giving advices and telling you how they dealt with a certain thing, so that you see that it's not just you who are going through difficulties. Okay, so another thing that I wish I knew is that it is okay to choose other things sometimes. So before you get married, still going through like the pressure that comes is, for example, for a woman, you respect your husband. He's gonna be like you. It's so much, you have to give so much, and the other part also has to give so much, and somehow they insert in your head the fact that you have to compromise. Yeah, compromise is good in relationship, but then I wish I knew that it is okay, like it is fine even if you are now living in one roof, like in one house, and you spend pretty much most of your time together. It is still okay that he likes Netflix. I don't like Netflix as much. I enjoy YouTube, like streaming, watching YouTube videos, and it is okay that when he is watching Netflix and movies, I am in the same environment, maybe with my earphones, just listening to YouTube video, or maybe in food. It is okay to have at the same time. He likes fried eggs, I like boiled egg. There is no offense that it's not that every time I have to force myself eat the fried eggs that I don't enjoy, just to please my my partner, or for him to do the same. So it is okay if you have communicated about it, or if you can talk about it, really, to see these are our differences. If you're going to watch football games, I don't enjoy that I don't enjoy the football games. I can sometimes, yeah, if I'm I'm comfortable, I can join you. If I like, it's not that I have to come, but you should also know that if I'm not there, it doesn't mean that I don't love you or I don't appreciate your interest. Rather, I'm giving you time to enjoy what you enjoy. So things like that. Or he enjoys, you know, ketchup. I don't like ketchup. So things to complement that for your own, you know. Don't forget yourself in marriage. Don't forget yourself in relationship. So before marriage, I came into this, you know, compromise. Put yourself in, you know, your partner's shoes and everything. But things are not like that. You talk through things and you find your way through, and things are going to work beautifully. Yeah. And then the very last thing that I wanted to say is conflict is not a sign of marriage dysfunction. You know, in relationships, sometimes in normal relationship, when you are dating, you if you're in a relationship and you find yourself, maybe you are constantly in having conflict with your partner, you don't get to, you know, it is not easy for you to get into, you know, mutual understanding over things. You might term that as a red flag, but now you're married with this person. Simple conflict that is going on in your marriage, it's not a sign that this is not the right marriage for me. Rather, it is how you are dealing with that. How are you getting off conflict? How do you communicate? How do you accept maybe that you made a mistake and apologize to the other party? How are you ready to, you know, roll in that situation and solve the conflict? So if there's gonna be any conflict, I should feel bad that we are in disagreement, but then there's no point of not wanting to lose, or one person holding on into that they want to win and the other party to lose. Rather, conflict has to be resolved. So before that, I wouldn't really I was always trying to, you know, make peace. If we were not having so much conflict, but any disagreement would make me very upset. But then now you're living together with this person, like, you know, full time, knowing also that it's gonna be for the rest of your life. Conflict comes. Sometimes it's not you who are causing conflicts, it's the people around you, your family members. They are the reason for you to have conflicts. How do you get off that? How do you make sure their arguments, like their reason for bringing that conflict in your marriage, does not affect your relationship? So it doesn't mean that, oh, I wish I wouldn't have married this guy, or I wish I wouldn't have, you know, gone this far to get married. But rather, how are we getting off this? How are we coming into alignment? So these are the things that I wish I had known. There are still so many, like not so many, but there are still things that I wish I would have, you know, put out here, but because of the time, I don't want this video to be very long. I will try to share that in other topics. I hope you have enjoyed. If you're watching this video, you have an opinion, there's something that you would love to add, I would definitely love to see that in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching the video. As usual, don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye.